Alright, we're gonna lower the volume just a second. Alright. Okay, so we're going to ask you some questions. If you guys have a question, you can always raise your hand and they'll be free to answer any questions you have. My question first is, from a player, basketball player from Montreal, how hard is it to make the NBA?
It's very hard. It's very hard. Really, there isn't that many opportunities to make it, and we only have about just over 400 players in the NBA. Think about all the basketball players in the world that are trying to make it. So, the odds are always, against you. So you really have to work so hard to be able to make it in there, and then not just to make it, but to stay. But, it is possible. It is possible. I was born and raised in Montreal, and I was just like you guys. Just like you guys. Be trying to wanting to get better, and honestly, I didn't have the same opportunities as you. You're able to right now come to a camp like this over at J Hoops, and be able to get better at such a young age. And I didn't have that benefit. I was able to. I started basketball a little bit later, and I was still able to obviously do well, but you guys have a great advantage right now, and I really want to make sure you guys use the best of this opportunity. You have some great counselors right now that are going to be able to help you get better, and it's really about what you want to do with it, and hopefully you guys enjoy this and just love the sport of basketball. And even if you don't want to be in the NBA or anything like that, just to be able to play this game is something that's really a great blessing. So hopefully the same enthusiasm that you have for basketball, you also use for everything else. School, and how you're committed to your family and everything. So I'm just really happy to be here. And
you guys have questions, you raise your hand, you can ask a question. Just before that, one more question. A lot of people think it's just God-given talent. They think they wake up one day and they're super and they can make the NBA. How much work do you actually put in every day to be as good as you are?
It's a lot of work. You have to be, two of the words I always use, and a lot of us use professionally, is dedication and sacrifice. Those are two words that we don't just use for sports, but you should use in everyday life. And to be dedicated to this sport is doing the things you don't want to do. So getting up early, and if it's 6 in the morning, you have to get up and do something and get a workout in and try and get better. Then you're going to have to do it. And no one wants to do it. All of the players that you see, they don't really want to get up at 7 in the morning. We love to be able to sleep in all the time and just show up at the gym when it's game time. But if we really want to get better and really want to do well, we have to be dedicated and make sure we work hard at what we do. So we have to put in the work, and that applies to everything. If you're in school and you want to do better at school, you're gonna have to put in the work. You're gonna have to put in the time, and you don't want to study. And I've been there, and but you still have to make sure you get it done if you want to see the results that you want. And the other is sacrifice, and that's giving up the things that you really might love and might want to do, but you have to give up some things to get some more things. So personally, I had to give up some things when I had to give up really a lot of the time that I had with my friends and family. I love Montreal. I love coming back home, but one of the things that I realized is that the best opportunities for me when I went to school in the States was that I had to stay away from home. I had to stay in the States and stay at school and continue to work out, continue to do extra classes so I could try to finish school early. And I had to do that extra work. And even though everyone back home just kept asking, when are you coming home? When are you coming home? And I wanted to be there to be with all my friends and family that I miss. I knew I had to give something up, and I had to sacrifice that if I really wanted to make it. So those are two things that really stood out, and that we really try to live by.
Shimon. Oh, what was the harder, the first or the second?
That's a tough question. The first was hard just because it was different levels of difficulty. So the first was hard just because it's the first one. You don't know what it is you really have to do. You don't win the championship until you win it. So that first one, we didn't know what it was really going to take. We obviously had lost the year before, and so that actually helped fuel us and pushed us to really get over some tough situations. The second championship is just as hard. If anything, maybe harder because we did it before, and the fact of the matter is you can't just do the same thing again. And so we had to find different ways to be able to win games. We had to find different ways to be able to beat the teams that we were playing. And so it's really that much harder to do it a second time, but it's that much more satisfying when you're able to do it, because that there's nothing better in life than accomplishing a goal. When you set a goal and you say, like, this is what I want to do. Once you're able to actually achieve that and actually be able to do it, it's the greatest feeling. So it's knowing the road you had to take. It means a lot. But in terms of the two championships, they both equally were amazingly hard. Every championship that you have to win is really going to be the hardest thing you ever have to do. It really is, and so it's just great to be able to do that and to be a part of that.
Rafael.
What are your thoughts on Tony Parker's game-winning shot?
Okay.
Tony Parker's shot. It was a big shot. It was like a huge shot. He's obviously an amazing player, and he had an amazing year, probably the best year of his career. And he played great for them, and that's what a great player like that's going to do. He's going to make a big shot, and unfortunately we were on the other end of it, and we had to take a loss for that. But it didn't discourage us though. It didn't stop us from believing that we could still win, even though he made that big shot that caused us to lose the game.
Just I have one more question. At J Hoops, we focus a lot on teamwork. Individual achievements are not what we believe basketball is about. We believe basketball is a team sport, and in order to be a champion and to really appreciate the game, you have to play as a team. How much of that is actually true in the NBA, especially to become a champion? Definitely.
To become a champion, it's very true. The championship teams are all, they're really true teams. There's no individual. Yes, there are star players and everything, and that there are people that might have bigger roles, but they're to be able to win and to be able to be successful in anything, you have to be able to do it together. And so guys, when I said, sacrifice and dedication, it applies to that. Guys have to be able to sacrifice and give up some things. And everyone on the team had to give up something. Whether it was minutes or shots or points or whatever it was, everyone had to give up something. To reach the goal that we're trying to reach of winning a championship. And it really didn't matter. Like all those things that we had to sacrifice, it was all for one goal. And that's the biggest thing, that everyone is on the same page and just focused on that one goal, which for us was winning the championship. And so we were happy to give up all those things that we might have been able to get elsewhere, because the most important thing was winning the championship, and everyone believing that is what helped us be successful. And the fact of the matter is, everyone is a part of that, because everyone put in, all 15 guys put in to be able to win it, and we wouldn't be able to win it without every single one of those guys.
Anton, go ahead.
One of the things that we try to teach the kids here is to train the things that we teach them, to do those things when they're not in camp, on their own time. Can you speak on how important that is?
Yeah, it's very important. Obviously you're learning some great things here at the camp. You're learning some great drills, some great skills, and it's not enough to just do it when you're here. If you really want to be able to do well and really want to get better, you really have to do it all the time. So to be able to continue to work on your game and try and get better, outside of here, is what's really going to help you get better, help you develop as you get older. So everyone in the NBA has worked hard, but the guys that are really able to do well, they consistently all the time are always putting in work, and you'll hear that, always trying to work hard to get better. All of your favorite players that you've seen, they don't just work out at the gym. They'll do everything at the gym and at practice, but in the summertime, they're still going to make sure that they continue to work out, continue to work on their skills, work on their drills. And even though sometimes it gets tiring and you might not always want to do it, they know if they want to get better, you have to put the time and practice in.
We'll ask one more. We'll do two more questions over here, and then we can ask the adults. Maria.
Yeah, actually, that's a great question. Christmas was always a big holiday for me. We always, every single year from when I can remember, we always had Christmas dinner at my cousin's house in the South Shore. So it's pretty much been a family tradition. But ever since I got to the NBA, I've been fortunate enough to play on a team that has had the star players that have always played on Christmas Day. So the last 6 years, I've always had to play Christmas Day, and I've never had the chance to go back to Montreal and be with my family for Christmas. So it's tough, not being with them, especially at a time like that, which is really special, to all of us. But it is worth it. It is worth it because I'm able to do something that not a lot of people are able to do, and I only have a small there's only a small window to really play basketball and playing in the NBA. So it's definitely worth it, and just very, very happy and blessed to be able to do it. How's it playing with the Heat? It's been great. Miami is an amazing city. I've had a great time over there. Well, I've been lucky to have to be in a city that has great weather all the time. It's really hot. It's basically like this, summertime all year round. We have great fans there that really support the team, and everywhere you go in the city, really, people are always they definitely look up to you. I play for a great organization in the Heat. They really are a first-class organization, and they gave me a great opportunity to be able to play basketball, to be able to play in the NBA, and it's just been a great experience. Obviously playing on a great team, but it's just been a lot of fun, and I've been loving every minute of it, and just really fortunate that I could do this.
All right, I got a couple of quick questions. The first one is to touch on basketball IQ. I'm trying to teach my kids how to be smarter with the ball. So I would like you to tell me what's the importance of basketball IQ in the NBA, in college, whatever type of basketball you play.
Basketball IQ is very important. It's one thing to physically be able to play, and being able to run, jump, have the skills to also shoot, dribble, pass. But the basketball IQ is important in terms of understanding the game. If you could have all those abilities and all those skills, but if you don't have a high enough IQ, it's really hard to put everything together. So I feel that basketball IQ is extremely important, and kids being able to understand the game and really learn how the game is played and where they're supposed to be. It'll benefit them really so much. For a professional, it helps so much just because you can play longer. Really, the guys with high basketball IQs are able to play the game a long time because they don't just rely on their talent and ability. They actually think the game, and that they're able to conserve energy and find different ways of being effective on the court.
Thanks. Last one was how did you get a college scholarship coming from Canada, knowing that it's difficult for a foreigner to get a scholarship there?
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't say much about how I made it out, so I'll talk about that. That might answer some other questions. I had one summer that I played with the Sun Youth basketball program. So I was going to Dawson, and I